Alright everybody, here is my fender. I painted, the primered, I sanded, I did everything you're supposed to do to get ready for dipping. This is it. I taped off the areas I didn't want to paint, which is here and here, because I didn't want to get where I stuck on the lights and everything and then they got stuck to the fender and I couldn't get them off. So I'm trying to keep that the way it was originally. So that's all going to be covered, and I taped up the reflectors and everything. For here, we got a tub of water. Now, what we learned is, a lot of people put it at 78 degrees or 80 degrees, whatever it is, because that's the way you do it with the film when you do it. Dip it. With spray paint, you don't do that, because when it's warm or hot, it dries up the paint really fast and it clumps. So you want the water as cold as it'll be, and that makes it... Not
necessarily, but we found that the colder temperatures give us more time to manipulate the paint in order to get the design that we want. When it was warmer and we had a lot of airflow, the surface of the area was drying, so that when I went to go swirl it, it was just, like JB said, clumping together.
Yeah.
So it made it much more harder to get a swirl design, whereas since we've done it in the colder weather, it's actually worked out really well. Because, and I also found that you need to take one of your paints and spray over top of the whole area, which I'll show you, to keep it from drying out, to allow you to do that.
Yes.
So we
learned a lot. We don't. Yeah.
You know, we've done the side covers, we've done the trunk, we've done the front fender, and we've done the gas tank. So we've had enough
experience,
trial and error and experience to be able to get down what works for us.
Yes. Yeah, I know. It's all trial and error. You got to do what you do. Test it out on like a toy or something. I did my helmet when I first did this, and it came out the way I wanted it, so that's why I'm doing this now with my bike. And
you want to go get your tripod too?
Oh, okay, yeah, I'll do that. Alright, Cassie's about to spray the colors on the tank, and then I'll grab it and dip it. And we're going to dip it twice or 3 times, depending. I found out my fender doesn't fit in the water tank, so I have to dip it one way and then pick it up and dip it the other way. And I know exactly how I'm going to do it, so that way it doesn't show when I put it on the bike. It'll be fine. I recommend using a metallic color, so that way when it shines in the light, it really shows. Any type of metallic color you like, gold, silver, blue, they make all types, red. Just get them at least one metallic color in there. You don't have to, but I recommend it.
Alright, so the key is you want to hold it far enough away that it puts a coat, but if you get too, it bubbles up.
Yeah, water gets mixed in with it. You want to make it so the paint floats on the surface as much as possible without getting water mixed up in between the layers.
And we have found that the more paint you use, the better the effect.
Yes.
So don't be afraid that you're putting too much water.
Or too much paint.
Or too much paint on top of the water.
Yeah. Yeah, the way our objects are so big, it's better to do it with a lot of paint so you cover the whole surface. If you don't... the one time we did the front fender, we didn't put enough paint in there, so when we dipped it, part of it wasn't getting the paint. So that's the reason why. We put a lot of paint. We put like half a can in there of each. But I don't think you need to do it this time, because I got to dip it. So, we got enough paint. We got enough that metal. I know that for sure. We got a lot of metal.
And then I just go back. And you can see that the metallic doesn't move as much as the colors. But you just keep putting a nice heavy coat in there.
Just tell me when you get towards the end so I know to grab the piece. Yeah, I have the metal frame still stuck in the fender, and that'll help weigh it down. And for one, it's pretty heavy, so I don't like to hold it that long, because my arms will get tired by the time I go to dip it. And you have to do it really slow. You don't want to go fast, because if you go fast and you shake, it will turn the pattern all crazy looking. It doesn't look right. I'll just try to see what other tips I need to say that I've learned in other videos where I figured out that it doesn't really work. Like for me, one thing is a lot of people say use what's that soap stuff we use, babe?
Dawn?
No. That powder stuff we put in there.
Borax.
Borax. Yeah, you can use that. It does help a little bit, but I really don't notice the difference because the water's so cold. I think when you use borax with the actual film, that works really good, but with spray paint, I don't think it works that well. It doesn't really make that much of a difference.
So I also find in going areas around the outer edge, it allows you to bring paint into the center. So a lot of times I just go back over with the different colors because it keeps the paint from drying. And it doesn't matter if you don't have a perfect concentric circle because we're going to be swirling it anyway. So I always go back over it and it kind of...
You want to grab it? Or are you getting ready?
Alright, once you get all the paint in, I normally go out to a corner, stick it in, and the key is to move swiftly but not too fast. And then I just kind of do a zigzag pattern back and forth across the tub.
Then you go crazy.
But don't swish too hard. If you swish too hard, then you're not going to get a decent pattern and you'll clump it all in the center.
Yeah, it's looking really good compared to the past. That's pretty freaking. I'm gonna have to block the camera. Oh well. Oh shit, that chair. Alright, I'm done. Alright. That turned out really... Ooh, I don't know how the top is because I think I hit bottom. How does that look? Any bumps? Alright.
Alright.
I'm letting it drain before I move. Yeah, usually you push the paint out of the way, but because I was hitting the chair, I just decided to pull it out.
Well, and it won't go in all the way.
Yeah.
I don't see any smudges like it hit bottom.
Okay, cool. I thought it must have been hitting over here in the corner then. But this one turned out okay. Here's the way it turned out. Oh, hitting the tank. But yeah, this is the first coat. We'll probably do it one, two.
We might only need to do one more.
Yeah, I don't know. I have to see what it looks like. All right. Yeah, when
This is a hazard.
Yeah, this is what happens when you dip with no long gloves. But I knew this was going to happen.
Actually, that's a good look on you.
Yeah, get a tattoo like that.
Once it's all swirled, because then it really screws with your pattern. So what we have found is if you take your paper towel and dip in at the far edge and then pull it across to you,
it'll take up a lot of the paint. You just do it a couple times, and then once you get the majority of it up, then you'll be able to respray and do it again. You won't get it all up, but you'll be able to have it clean enough where it won't mess up your pattern. All right. All right. Oh shit, I'm gonna hit that chair. All right, go ahead. All right, I got it.
damn it, cords.
Alright, I'll go. Oh. Alright everybody, we just dipped it the last time. Came out awesome. Alright, as you see, there's a lot of high spots, and that's water. And all the little bumps and everything, we get a close-up. And you'll see them, the little high spots. They shrink down. Once it gets dry and it shrinks, the water gets pushed out, and you'll see all these little specks on there, and that gives it like more of a marble effect, which I don't mind. And it's the whole bike is like that, so it's not like only this is like that. The whole thing is, so it matches really good. And yeah, everything turned out beautiful. Here's the back part that's going to be shown, and then here's the front where it's going to be covered with the seat. So I don't care about that too much, even though that ended up looking like that, but that's fine. That's going to be covered up. So everything is just great. Came out good. I just gotta wait till tomorrow. When it dries, peel off the tape. Everything's gonna be awesome. Then I clear it. And I'll be really happy. Alright everybody, here is my rear fender. This is how it turned out. I'm very pleased with it. So after it's dried and all the spots have shrunk, this is what it looks like. And then when I go to put clear coat on it, it'll shrink even more and it'll look more smoother and better. See, the problem is with doing this type of painting, you have where water leaked out. So it creates these little dimples. But they will go away once you put clear coat and maybe sand it a little and stuff. I wouldn't sand it on the paint. I would sand a clear coat. And just keep layering up the clear coat until it gets nice and even. So that's all I got to say about that. So I'll start taking off this stuff. Since the paint's still wet, it'll be fine. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Start taking off all the tape. It'll be all good.